Hello my YouTube world, this is Johnny Moe coming to you with a video. I told you last year in one of the videos that I would be making a change to all Stihl products. I currently have made that change this week. I went from my rainbow collection to all Stihl. I now own everything Stihl as far as everyday use. So I wanted to do a review on my trimmers. Now about 4 years ago I bought all Echo. And once that Echo started to go down, I started to buy a little bit of Husqvarna. I had a little bit of Stihl, still had some Echo. So what I did is this week is I just transferred everything over to all Stihl hedge trimmers, combi system, and the 94Rs. So I'm going to give you a little bit of review. This is mainly, I was going back and forth with exterminators. He loves his trimmers. So over the years, I've owned Echo, Red Max, Husqvarna, and Stihl. I'm going to share my thoughts and which one I prefer. My favorite out of all of them probably would be the Red Max. The Red Max had the best balance of power to weight distribution. I just thought it could mow down anything. It was awesome trimmer and it was light. The problem I had with Red Max was it was a $100 carburetor, and that was a problem for me because I was going through carburetors. The trimmer with the most power that I've used is probably this Echo 266T. There are more powerful ones, but this to me is just heavy. The problem I had with the 266Ts, if you had a Red Max in the trailer and you had the 266T, the employees would never take the 266T out. And I just found that the employees liked lighter ones, as do I. I definitely like lighter trimmers. The problem with lighter trimmers is they can't usually do ditch work or knocking down a brush, where this Echo 266T can do it, but it is heavier. And you can feel it, it's heavier. The lightest trimmer I've used is this Husqvarna 323L. I like it. I do burn my arm because my elbow rests right about here, and it burns after it gets warmed up. It'll burn your elbow. I just found out today through exterminators that they have a fix for that. I didn't know that, but you will burn your arm there. And I like that trimmer. It does not do good in ditch work. It will do ditch work, but it doesn't like to do ditch work. So it's great for trimming around the house. Great trimmer if you can avoid getting your arm burnt, which I don't burn it too much. But this trimmer here is my newest one. This is the Stihl FS94R. Still getting used to it. It's only a couple days old. I've used it. Getting used to it. The head right here is a little bit different than the way that it's positioned. Doesn't have quite the angle as this and this. I like the angle of this better. Now I've had Stihl trimmers in the past. I don't like them because my elbow rests weird up here. Now this has a perfectly good spot for your elbow to rest. Mine fits perfectly in there. And this one here is just about as long, the same length as the other two, which I like that. I'm a little bit taller. I'm 6'2", so I'm a little bit taller, so I need that extra length. Whereas my FS70 was not tall enough, kind of let me, bend over a little bit. And I didn't think the FS110 was that tall either. It was giving me some issues. I didn't like it, so I sold the FS110, but it had plenty of power. It had a lot of power. I had no trouble with the power, but it was definitely heavier. So for weight-wise, this Husqvarna 323L is the lightest, and then this 94R. And if it wasn't for this little bit of weight right here, I bet you any money that this would even be as light as that. Because they seem to be about the same size casing, but I don't mind the weight. The M94R is definitely a nice trimmer. I don't use the little wheel mechanism that they have. The 94R seems to be, as of right now, a little bit more powerful than that Husqvarna. I know they're both rated at 1.2 horsepower. I don't know why, but when I'm in the ditch, this Stihl seems to do better than the Husqvarna. We'll see how that handles, because this Husky's probably, this one here is probably 3 years old. And this Echo is 4 years old. And it's still running good, still running strong. But it's seen its better days. Now, as far as the heads, the things that I don't like, this Stihl head, I don't like changing that out. These little pockets are so tight to get into, and then you have to carry a cutting device. And this here you don't. You know, it's a better stringing system. And this one here is a speed feed, which is just phenomenal. And here's something I want to talk to you about: line. This is very important. This is how you can tell if you have really good line. You see how this line is almost straight out? There's no bends in it. That means you have good solid line. That's good for edging. This stuff here is just terrible. It came with it. As you can see, it bends. And what happens when it's rotating, it gives you kind of like a up like this. And you end up cutting more right here instead of here. When it's out, you want to be cutting at the edges. And you can see how it's all bent up. This is very cheap line. This is Oregon line. This isn't usually a line I use. It's the square Gator line. It's not the stuff I generally use, but this is what they sent me, and I wasn't going to send it back. I usually, Oregon Gator line Magnum, 80 thousandths is what I use. And I like that. This line is okay. This green line's okay, but as you can see, it's much better because it just goes straight out, whereas that one just all curls up. And I always found that's the Shakespeare line used to do that too. If you have a good line, it'll be stiff and it'll come out the sides of that and it won't have that bend to it. And you'll see that it'll do a much better job of cutting, especially when you're trying to edge out sidewalks and stuff like that. This stuff here is very difficult to use. So once that's gone, I'll have the green stuff in it. But if you have any questions about these, let me know. Like I said, Red Max for power and the weight distribution I felt was the best. Now, I don't know how much this Stihl carburetor is. This carburetor here is 60 bucks. This carburetor here is 26 bucks. As a matter of fact, I keep them on stock because we were going through them quite a bit. So here it is right here. That carburetor is ready to go in any one of the ones that end up going for my Huskies, because I have a few of them. I have one right there, and I have another one sitting in the trailer as a backup. So I'm going to give you a little tour of my trailer now that I've updated it. Let's take a walk. Let's take a walk into the trailer. I've updated to all Stihl. Obviously, I already had the backpack. I have two of those, 86. That's my backup 323L. This is the combi system that replaced the Echo Pass system. I have one of the combi pieces right here, which is neat, is I can still use my Echo attachments in it, which is pretty cool. Here's my pole pruners up here. This is my Stihl 100. This is another 94R, and the other 94R goes right here. I have the 56C trimmers here, and I have the 82Ts here with the 30-inch bar. Absolutely love them, and I think that's a great purchase. I used it all already, and I just love it. I love the system so far. I just wanted to get everything to one color, everything to match. I will be getting a 90R to replace that trimmer really soon. That's on order, and so is the 700 backpack, which I should have in probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I should have my hands on the new BR 700 along with the new 90R. I will keep you updated on that. I'm not sure that it's ordered. I know it's on its way. It's the first generation, and I'm not really big on buying them, first generations, but I'm very interested to get my hands on it and should have my hands on it really, really soon. So up here, I still have, as you can see up on the loft, I have the Red Max 8500. I don't use it this time of year just because it's so heavy. Don't need to. I usually use the mower to blow off the sidewalks. Over there is my other Echo PB. I can't remember what that blower is. I haven't used it in years. It's probably 4 years old too. And down here's the Husky. I had the Husky out the other day. I was doing a prune job and I just wanted to pull it out. Here's my other Stihl. So I used that to do the prune job I did on July 4th. I just took out all Husky. I'm one of those people that kind of like the idea of having all of one color. The last few years, I just kind of got frustrated with Echo and the heaviness of it. So I started buying Husky, I started buying Stihl. And so now I'm just all Stihl. And that's probably where I'll stay for a good while anyway. And we'll see who. Right now, though, I will say this: I got a great deal on all this Stihl equipment. I mean, it was a phenomenal deal. My dealer really hooked me up. The Echo dealer at the time when I went all Echo, I had the two BB770s. I had the hedge trimmers. I have the pass system. Here's the pass system up against the wall right there. And the rest of the attachments are all up here somewhere. Here's another weed eater. Here's a pair of hedge clippers. There's another pair of hedge clippers here. Got a lot of stuff that I'm going to be getting rid of. I'm going to sell it all. And I'm going to keep that pass as a backup because it's still in good shape. But the Echo was 20% over 2000. And all I had to do was buy 2-3 weed eaters, 2 backpacks, a couple hedge trimmers, and a couple attachments for the pass. And I was over 2, got 20% off. Just great deal. And loved that deal. So Echo has a really good system. I have not tried their new weed eater. I looked at the stats. I don't see anything different power-wise outside of the 266T. It just looks like the same 266T, just repackaged. That's just my opinion. I don't have my hands on it. I don't know. But it's just from my looking and looking up on Echo's line, it just looks like that's the 266T, just repackaged. Probably same engine, same torque, same everything. I do like the 266T. When I get into a ditch, that's the one I want. I heard the 90R is just as powerful, so we'll see. I'll have my hands on it this week, and plus the new BR700 is definitely coming for me, and I'll probably be one of the first to have it. So I'm excited about that. So that's my time. If you have any questions, right now we're running the Stihl 94R. I'm happy with it. I don't like this head. I don't like it at all. So I definitely want that fixed. Either speed feed or something. Thanks. Talk to you soon.